A little gooey, a little chewy.
Well, the first time we met, we had all those technical issues, and I told you I couldn't put anything together as far as a show. Remember that? Well, I was just joshing you. Today is not really a redo. Today is more of a hangout. I just wanted to hang with you again.
For real?
No.
Oh. I'm so gullible. Oh, my God.
Oh, boy. Yeah, so how's today been so far?
It's good. It's good. I went to work early in the morning. I was the early morning baker, mixing brownies and cake and all of our base batters and doughs. We have a big 240 quart mixer, so it's literally like a small bathtub, small little hot tub soaking pool thing. Yeah, we make really big batches of our base doughs and batters, and we freeze things so that we pull it to refrigeration, and then we bake it every day. So they're the raw things.
I have to ask you, do you get up at like the crack of dawn or even earlier to do your bakery?
The first baker shows up at 3 on weekends and 4 on weekdays. So I was there at like 5:30. So I was the second baker. There was one baker there before me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you're an early bird. So that means you go to bed probably, 8 p.m. or something?
8 or 9. Yeah, 9 probably.
Is that the way that you've always been as far as being an early riser? Is that something that's comfortable for you? Is it just what you do because, you've got a successful career in business?
I have always been a morning person. I really feel like when I wake up, my brain is like the most clear and the most just fresh that it's going to be all day. And then throughout the day, my brain gets filled with clutter and bits. And then by the end of the day, I'm just like, give me a glass of wine. I'm useless.
What would be the wine of choice?
I am very into champagne. I am
Same
a
here.
champagne. Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I play this game with people and I'm really good at it. So I like to play it. Of course, guess that dosage, where you try to guess the dosage, which is like the sugar that they add to the champagne. With young champagnes, I'm very good at guessing it. Like more than half the time I can guess it spot on.
Can you really?
Yeah, with older vintages though, it's harder because it really changes a lot as it ages, and I have a harder time guessing it.
And so, how often are you drinking champagne these days?
Oh my gosh, if I had my choice, I would drink it every night. I don't know. I'm doing at least 3 bottles a week, probably. Although I went to Spain with my husband a few months ago, and I fell in love with. Have you heard of Corpinat?
Is that a cava?
Yes. It's like the cava that they've rebranded because they don't want to be associated with like General Cava, because General Cava has got a national reputation for just being a cheap sparkling that's simple and nothing really special about it. And there's not really any restrictions as to like where you can make it and how you can make it. So big companies kind of just do this mass production. But there's people doing very, very similar to champagne like methods, like extremely methodical and precise, and putting out these amazing wines. And they're by far a better value than champagne. So I drink those probably about half the time, and the price is about half as well.
So do they have a designation as far as it being different than cava but made in the champagne method?
Yeah, it's really similar to like the champagne method, where you turn the bottles and all of that, like this traditional method. And then it is designated to like a specific area, where I think cava can be made anywhere in Spain.
Right. Yeah, probably so. Mm-hmm. Well, that's a very cool thing about the regional designations for wines and champagne and cognac and cheese and things like that all around Europe.
Yeah, they really just have a lot more like care and pride and detail and these traditions. I love that about these European countries that we don't have as much of in U.S. People in U.S. are very obsessed with whatever is new.
Right. Although a lot of people are doing what they're calling craft beers, but I haven't seen people in the U.S. doing craft sparklings.
the process is just so much. Like I really, I don't think there's many people doing that champagne type method in the U.S.
Right. Now, since the name of your business is Decadent Creations, do you live your life in a decadent way? And if so, what would be the most decadent food that you had alongside your champagne 3 times a week?
Oh my gosh. Yes, you guessed it. I am an extremely decadent person. I don't know. I decided a long time ago that I'm not going to wait. I'm not going to like save money for retirement and enjoy my life later. I'm going to enjoy my life now. And I travel a fair amount. And I eat a lot of amazing food. My favorite pairing with champagne is actually the Ruffles potato chips with creme fraiche and caviar on top.
Oh, how nice.
It's so good.
That sounds really good. One of the things that we paired with Dom a few years ago was a McDonald's Filet-O-Fish. It was delicious.
That would work, I think. That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I had a Dom Perignon bottle that was actually my divorce bottle.
A celebration of the divorce?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, well, it was a bottle that was given to me by this guy named Richard, and he, you know that band, that Louie Louie.
Oh yeah, I remember that song. Yeah.
Don't Break My Heart. Or the name of his band is escaping me, but it was one of those hit bands. Then he still plays around, and he gave me a bottle of this for my wedding. And then I sat on the bottle. I never opened it. And then so I opened it when my divorce went through. So that was
Now, how long did you have this bottle of champagne waiting for the divorce to happen to enjoy it?
Oh, not that long. That was my second husband that I was only married to for 1 year. Yeah. I've been married. I'm on my third marriage.
You're on number 3.
Yeah.
So that explains what last name you're using. Is your maiden name Crosato or is it Huggins? What's going on with you?
Huggins is my maiden name. That was my last name at birth. Yeah, so I did change my name with each husband, out of optimism. But
how's this coming along so far?
Hey, I'm an eternal optimist. Come on. No, but my third husband, my current husband, his last name is Crosato, and so that's my current last name. And my maiden name is my middle name, so my maiden name has been my middle name throughout all my marriages. But I don't know, I never wanted to go fully back to my maiden name. I just haven't been that person for so long. I literally just am a different person now, and I couldn't change my name back. I actually changed my last name before my husband and I got married.
Oh, what were you before Crosato?
Well, when I got divorced, I kept my second husband's last name just because I didn't want to do all the paperwork again of changing everything. But then it really started to bug me. I really started to detest when people said my last name. And I had been dating my now husband for 2 years. And we just had a conversation about it. I was like, would you be okay with changing my name, with me changing my last name? And he said he was okay with it. But then later he was what is going on? This girl's changing her last name to my last name, but we're not getting married. And it was this sort of, it was very brazen of me, I think.
Are you going to say now that the third time is the charm?
Of course, yes.
You have to give everybody that kind of energy right now.
I do.
So things are going okay. Number 4 is nowhere on the horizon.
No, I love my husband so much. Yes, no, things are going great. We started working together.
Oh, dear.
It's so far so good. It was a little rocky at first. There was an adjustment period, but we're really starting to get the hang of it and get the hang of each other's processing styles and flows. It's so much like having a baby with someone. It's just that level of pressure cooker. Not only are you sleep deprived and you're stressed and you got this thing and who does what and how is it fair? Just everything you got to figure out.
It was very kind, generous, and charitable of you to bring in your new husband into your business. Whatever came over you?
I mean, he's helped me a lot. I really needed his help. And he really wanted to quit his corporate job and just like have that freedom and flexibility and feel passionate about what he's doing. And yeah, so I really think it worked for both of us.
Yeah. Was he intimidated in any way that you are a winner of the Chopped TV show and that he says, like, how could I even help this woman? She knows it all already.
I wouldn't say intimidated. I don't think he's intimidated by me. He actually has like a Michelin background. He was a chef. He's French and he was a chef at, like 3 Michelin star restaurants in France. And then he had his own restaurant, which now has a Michelin star. So he comes from that type of background. So no, he was not intimidated by me. I think there was a time when he was like, I have so much internal knowledge about my business and I have so much like intuition and I can just do things on autopilot. I can juggle so many things. So I think that there's times that he felt frustration that he couldn't, juggle like 10 employees coming at you and vendors calling you and like some piece of equipment breaking over here. And I'm like, I've seen all this before. Like I've done this before. None of these are real emergencies, even though everyone acts like things are emergencies in a food business. But once you've seen it all and you just know, like, okay, that one dishwasher breaks, everyone has to truck their dishes over to the... We have multiple dishwashers in the building, so it's not like we're shut down when one dishwasher breaks. People just have to lug their dishes over to the other one. It's not an actual... Although I did have a dishwasher catch on fire last week.
Oh, really? How does that happen? Is it from the heating element?
It was like, I think it was electrical. Honestly, I wasn't there. This is all just secondhand information that I was getting from my staff. But apparently, it couldn't have been that much of a fire because there's no like, they'll burn down buildings or even like a residual smell. They didn't even close. So I don't think it was that big of a fire. They always act like it's...
Can you fix some of the stuff that breaks down inside the kitchen, or do you always call in an expert to fix stuff?
Oh, I am by no means like mechanically inclined or anything like this. I have like layers and layers of help and layers of people. First, I start with one of my longtime employees. Her name's Vanessa. She's worked with me for, actually this October will be 15 years that she has worked for me. And her husband is retired and he's super handy and he's the best. His name's Tom. So Tom is my go-to like first line of defense when something breaks in the kitchen. Because even if it's above him and something he can't fix, he's really good at just like assessing the base issues. Because like if my staff call me and they say this piece of equipment is broken, I will not call a repairman right away because 1 out of 10 chance the thing is just unplugged or something. It tripped a breaker. There's these low-hanging fruit things that I just need eliminated. So I send in Tom to like eliminate those types of things.
Is he also the techie who you brought in for the broadcast here?
No. So Tom is a little bit older, and so he's not... He's good with like baseline. Actually, he probably could have helped me with this microphone. He's good with like very mechanical things. And basic electronics. But if you start getting like next level, like more advanced things, and if you start getting into like the internet and like these types of Bluetooth and all these aspects, it gets a little bit above him. So I have someone who just lives down the road, who's just a neighbor, who lives in he's just a neighbor and a regular customer. So he is one of my go-to people that I call when like the internet is having issues. Yeah, I just have this brigade of people that I just keep in my back pocket and help me.
It's good to have people. Mm-hmm. So, Mindy, the French are famous for, perhaps a little bit of arrogance and so on. Does hubby have an issue with you loving sparkling wine from Spain instead of France?
No, he loves it too. It kind of is like a nostalgic thing, because we had it in Spain and on like a hot day, and there's something about the way that it tastes. You can kind of be transported back to a place. It has a very strong sense of place, I would say. No, he and I actually, many people that I know consider me to be a little bit snobby. I've been called a food snob like many times.
Right on, Mindy.
So I think his snobbiness is pretty similar to mine. I will say there are some American things that he just does not get. Like cereal is super disgusting to him. And I kind of get it. You know that taste that cereal has? Like, I don't know if it's the enrichments of the different little vitamins and things that they add. There's a certain manufactured taste that cereal has that is just disgusting to him. But we all grew up with it, so we're all kind of fine with it. There's things like that.
A bowl of sugary chemicals never hurt anybody, right?
Right. Or like he will not eat. I make the best Rice Krispie treats with Fruity Pebbles, brown butter, and a little bit of bergamot. And they're outstanding. They're the best Rice Krispie treats ever. And he just detests them.
Oh, he detests them. You would think that, the bergamot would put him over the top and have him enjoy it.
He can still taste that cerealness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, if you ever have any extras, hey, you're coming here, by the way, aren't you?
I am. My family's taking a trip to Maui, so not your island. Darn it.
I know. We would be able to drink champagne together.
Well, you could pop over. Just saying.
I'll do my best, but I think that week or that weekend, I've got a marriage ceremony that I'm officiating, and then I'm taking those people out on a food tour to kind of recreate the experience of the Hawaii food tours that I ran for 16 years.
Oh, nice. Yes. Where are you going on Oahu?
Where we'll be going for the food tour, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, well, definitely spend a fair amount of time in and around the Chinatown area because that's so exotic and a place where people don't really know how to explore on their own. So I'll be doing that, and then maybe a little bit of North Shore action and, all over the place. So I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Okay. I have to get in touch with you next time we land in Oahu because I went to Oahu once and I feel like I didn't find the great food.
You didn't escape Waikiki, it sounds like.
Yeah, we went to Pearl Harbor and we stayed at that Disney resort.
Oh, yeah, that's all the way the hell out there on the west. So it's nowhere near anything that's happening.
Yeah, we did find a little farmer's market.
Uh-huh.
And those donuts, those...
Alasadas.
That, yes.
The Portuguese donut.
Yes, those were outstanding. Loved that.
Right. Well, if there's anyone who will be happy to tell you where to go, it's me. So you just let me know.
Okay. Yeah, I love the food on Maui. Star Noodle is like one of my favorite restaurants, not just in Hawaii, but just in general. Obsessed with Star Noodle. Yeah,
it's famous for sure. I should send you a copy of my book. It's called The Ultimate Eater's Guide, Hawaii Edition.
Sure. Yeah.
I'll send that to you so you guys will have a few other ideas, perhaps places to go to.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So I was looking at some bakery stuff last night, and I saw these beautiful macarons, which so many of us have enjoyed in France, but a lot of Americans are still unaware of what they are. They always mix them up with macaroons. Could you tell us a little bit about macarons and how difficult or easy they are to make? Because I know you teach classes on how to make those.
Yes. They are one of my specialties. I, learned how to make them in culinary school. Or we both went to Le Cordon Bleu. I went in Portland, obviously. But yeah, it was one of the things that I just hit the nail on the head and I made them perfectly the first time. And then, of course, I learned by repetition of making them over and over that it not always so simple to get it exactly right. They just have a very precise softness of meringue is really the main trick to getting like the perfect macaron. I always tell people my elf hat metaphor when I'm teaching a macaron class that you want like the perfect happy elf meringue. Where you want the elf's hat not to be sad and slumpy and flopping down on the side. It needs to have enough structure to be standing up, but still have flexibility and have his little jingle and his top of his elf hat.
Okay, is that when you're talking about when you pull it out of the oven?
When you're whipping your egg white meringue. You pull the whip upwards and then flip it over and you can observe the peak. You want a nice happy elf.
And then to get the wonderful shape and the vibrant colors, where do they come from?
The trademark like little macaron shape that everyone knows comes from the 30-minute rest period. There's a rest period before it goes in the oven and it develops this little skin on the outside because egg white naturally puffs when you bake it, but the skin that it's formed when you've piped the dollops holds. And that's how you get the foot. The little puffing shows on the bottom edge, but then the skin has held the beautiful round shape on the top. And the colors are just food coloring. I know a few people that use natural food colors in their macarons, and there are a few things that you can do. I knew someone that did freeze-dried peas in their pistachio macarons to get a light green. Matcha gets a beautiful light green. Activated charcoal and squid ink will give you a nice slate gray.
Okay, yeah, right.
But yeah, the squid ink obviously kind of grosses some people out. Not that you can really taste it. It's such a small amount you can't really taste it. But every now and then you get someone allergic to shellfish. So cocoa powder will give you a nice brown. Espresso will give you a nice little brown speckles. Turmeric will get you a nice yellow. But if you add too much, it tastes like Indian food.
Okay, right. Which, not so bad.
Depending on what you're going for, I guess.
Right,
I guess if it's like a turmeric, black pepper macaron, that sounds delicious to me.
Oh, yeah. Let's go for that. New item. But they're very expensive when you go to bakers. Is it because it really does require a whole lot more labor? Because it's not really the ingredients.
No, it's not the ingredients. Labor and just skill. Like, not just anybody, Right now, I'm still currently the one making the macarons that we sell in my bakery. We sell about 1,000 a week.
Oh, that's nice.
And I will do them all in just one shift once a week. And I'll have an assistant come and she'll fill them all and package them all. But it's just, it takes, none of my bakers even want to learn how to make them. Because they know that if you're the macaron person, that's all you're going to do. You're just going to make macarons all day.
Yeah. Right. So do you experiment with the fillings for those?
Yes. Yeah, you can add some dry flavor additions to the actual shell, like the hamburger patty part of the macaron. Like spices, freeze-dried fruits, teas, are all great dry additions. Additional nut meal, like for hazelnut meal or pistachio nut meal. But mostly you add things to the filling. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So many people have asked over the years, in the United States especially, what do you do with your leftovers, things that don't sell, end of shift, and not going to be great the next day or 2 days down the line? And it seems like there were limits restricting people to be able to give away leftover foods. Do you know about that? What are you doing about that?
Oh my goodness. It is my just calling to the world to try to minimize waste. It's one of my most proud mama moments when I can figure out ways to utilize things. We have so much, we call it our carryover pathways and our utilization pathways. Basically, so many of our products get used again. Like all of our brioche rolls and our croissant products, get turned into bread pudding. And then all of our cookies, we grind into a crumble and they go on the outside of the cakes, like the crumble on the outside of the cake frosting. And then I just recently realized that you can take pies, literally a whole pie, and stick it in a KitchenAid mixer and wrap it all up into a mash and spread it on the inside of a cinnamon roll.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah. So what kind of a pie might you do that with?
We've done it with fruit pies, like peach. We have a peach bourbon cardamom pie. We have an apple oatmeal pie. We did it with a honey custard pie inside of a cinnamon roll, and it was so delicious. So that's what we do with all of our pies that don't sell now. Is mash
so does
them
it
up
come out kind of gooey, or does it harden and stiffen up a little bit?
It stiffens up, yeah, because the starch is there from the pie crust, and that mixes in with the goo part, and it activates it, and it thickens when you bake it.
Oh, that sounds so good. That's a great idea.
Yeah, and I'm going to try it with cupcakes next, because I got some day-old cupcakes that I got to figure out what to do with. And I'm not sure about the frosting. I think I might have to behead the frosting,
Yeah, whack it off, toss it, right?
throw the frosting, but then I think I can mash the cake into a cinnamon roll or into the little thumbprint of a brioche roll or something like that.
I love the pie and cake mashing idea. However, there's never been, any sort of leftover pies or cakes in my world. So
what a
story,
tragedy. I mean, there's always something, right? We had a baker just drop a pie on the ground. It was in the box, but of course the pie is all broken now. And back in the day, we didn't used to have anything to do with that. But now they'll send it back to the kitchen. It'll get mashed up into a cinnamon roll.
Well, it's very cool that you're doing that. Are there any laws, though, that restrict you from being able to give it to a place down the street, a shelter or something like that, for people who can't afford it in the first place?
Our area and our health inspector doesn't restrict us. I can't speak to every, and I just think that's kind of mean. That's really mean to restrict in this way. Our inspector is okay with us sending our donated pastries. Nobody's ever told us that we can't do it, so we just do it.
So, Mindy, let's collaborate on a confection that will just explode, bigger than any Dubai chocolate. What do you say? Do you do confections?
I don't do a lot. Sometimes for Valentine's Day, I will do rolled truffles.
Okay.
Because I don't have the patience. The molds that people do the chocolate for the enrobed truffles, where it has the shell of chocolate on the outside, I am far too impatient. It's so easy to get little bubbles and imperfections. Those bakers that do that, I really admire.
Yeah.
But I do rolled truffles, because a rolled truffle, you actually can throw random cake trimmings and all kinds of stuff.
Giving away all the secrets now.
I know. I should write a book like Raccoon Baker.
That would work. I think, that could be the next big thing.
Do I want to be known as the Raccoon Baker, though? I don't know.
As long as you're known as something, it's a good thing.
Did I tell you I have a thing I do called raccooning with my kids when we go to restaurants, and they all have big eyes and they all order plates of food, and I'm like, these kids are not eating all their food. So
you don't order for yourself, do you?
I'll just order a drink for myself, and then I'm raccooning all of these children. Well, I have 2 daughters and 2 stepdaughters, so there's between 4 kids. There's going to be at least 2 full entrees left of food for me here.
You steer them in what direction of dishes to order so you know what you'll be having?
I wish I could. They are all just fierce, independent young ladies. You literally cannot push them to do anything. I think if I even voice my opinion, they will purposely do the opposite out of rebelliousness. Yeah.
Well, now you know the whole system is, you can steer them more, the whole child psychology thing.
Yeah. The whole, the switcheroo. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Right. Speaking of kids, what was your first food memory?
Oh my God. My first food memory was actually being at McDonald's in a high chair. And my mom was tearing up French fries and putting them on my little tray. And I was just gumming at, I probably was 1 or something. And I remember being enamored by these McDonald's French fries and the saltiness.
So do you still need your French fries to be torn up by someone?
No, but I am a dipper. I do need some kind of ranch or aioli or honey mustard. I need something to dunk my fries in. I cannot eat fries just straight up.
What about a peanut sauce, like a satay sauce?
Ooh, yeah,
it's
maybe
great.
With some sriracha, chili oil, chili crisp, something.
Yeah, that would work.
Yeah, that sounds great.
So McDonald's is your first food memory from a high chair. So that's very cool. Is that a food that feels like home? Would that be the same thing? Even though it's not home, it may be for some.
I am that kind of person. So I'm not a huge meat eater. I rarely naturally will eat meat, except fish. I do love seafood a lot. But I do crave a burger. Maybe once a month, I just need a burger.
And is that something you make yourself or do you go for?
There, I go for it. There's this wonderful place whenever you visit Oregon someday. Just this wonderful divey kind of place called Helvetia Tavern. And they have like their entire ceiling has baseball caps like hanging and they're all different colors. And they have wonderful smash burgers, just super classic American cheese, shredded iceberg. And they have this fry sauce, you know, that orange looking fry sauce with the little bits of relish in it. And if you ask for a side of it, they will literally bring you like a 6-inch, like white Dixie paper plate and just like flop it onto your table with like this pool of the fry sauce that you can dip your fries in.
So you're going to appreciate this. Maybe you already know it, but back in the day, prior to, I guess, the 1990s or early 2000s, McDonald's used to fry their French fries in beef suet. And vegetarians did not know this. And so I used to have a militant vegetarian friend. She was actually a vegan way back in the day. And she used to love the French fries at McDonald's. And then when the shit hit the fan, as far as the news being put out there that McDonald's uses beef suet, she and probably millions of other vegan vegetarian types freaked out. Was that something you're aware of?
I did know that. And there was a burger place in Bend, Oregon called Pilot Butte Burger, right at the base of the Pilot Butte. I don't know if you've been to Bend, and there's so many of these little, they look like little pimples along the skyline of these little, used to be volcanic little activity things. But it was, they fried in the beef suet or tallow or whatever. And they were the best fries ever.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
So is that something you'll jump ship for?
Oh yeah. No,
like
I'm
fat
not.
Fries are okay, and beef suet fries, that's all good for you.
Yeah. I mean, it's actually a byproduct if you think about it. You know, those cows did not die to become beef fat. They died for other reasons, and the beef fat was just utilization. It's just the utilization pathways.
Exactly the same thing I was thinking to myself. I was cutting up, I had a whole prime brisket the other day, and it's like, probably 5 pounds of it easy is just the white, hard fat. So I just cut it up and put it in the freezer, and then later on I'll render it.
Yeah, I love that. That's very European of you. That's the type of stuff they do in France.
Yeah, I mean, it's utilizing everything that you can, and that's the whole concept to utilizing any sort of a product. Use as much of it as you can possibly do.
Yeah.
And also the flavor is all the way good.
Yeah, I'm experimenting right now because I poach peaches sometimes, for peach pies or cobblers and things like this. And so sometimes I have like this mass of peach skin, like just a pile of peach skin. So I'm playing around with like drying it out and like making it into a powder and like turning it maybe into tea I'm still playing with this one. I don't have the answer yet of what to do with your peach skins.
I think it'd be great as like a crispy, sugary chip.
I haven't figured it out yet. I haven't come up with anything successful in that front yet.
Do you dehydrate a lot of items at your place?
My husband does more than me because my places are, the bakery cafe. And then I also have a brunch restaurant called Collective Market, which is kind of a unique unicorn of a business. We opened it during COVID, and it was actually like a full-on market during COVID. And then we morphed it into a brunch restaurant. So now it's a brunch restaurant with a market theme. They're very like casual places, and there's only so much money that people are willing to pay for food. We get this $20 ceiling. Like most of our entrees are $16 to $18, and there's this ceiling of how much people want to pay for this casual format. So we really don't have like a lot of time to spend on these more detailed aspects, like the dehydrating things. But my husband, he does like these private chef dinners and much more fancy things. He dehydrated a bunch of lovage. Have you had lovage? It's like,
I have.
It's like better celery.
Right.
And he turned it into this green powder, and we've just been putting it on everything, and from seafood to like potato dishes. soups. Like, it's just epic. It brings this like vibrancy and brightness and herbaceousness that it's just so good. But of course, like, it takes a lot of work, and he grinds it up and he ends up with just this one little cup of powder. So we can't possibly put it on, a $7 bagel with cream cheese.
Right. Do you combine it with other spices to make it like a lovage spice blend?
He just sprinkles it on top like a garnish, like the dust.
Just 100% that.
Yeah, because it's a really beautiful green. Like this mossy, almost like a chartreuse mossy green, and it's gorgeous and delicious. Yeah, he's very good, I will say.
At your brunch restaurant, do you make hot brown or Monte Cristo or any of those kind of quirky, wild sandwiches?
No, we make homemade bagels.
Oh,
so the bagels are sort of the carb standard. Lots of egg and cheese bagels, and we have a brisket bagel and a fried chicken bagel sandwich. It's all about the bagels. And then we have other kind of like small plate appetizer-y things, and then a lot of hashes. Oregonians really love a hash. I don't know if hashes are so popular everywhere as they are in Oregon.
It's kind of old world, right? I mean, hash and scrapple and things like that just kind of get blended together and fried up is very popular, I think.
Yeah. It's really, our secret is our smashed potatoes. You boil some baby reds, and then we just cold hold them, on the sandwich prep table. And when someone orders it, we smash them to order and throw them in the deep fryer. And then I have this little magic seasoning shake that we sprinkle on top when they come out of the fryer. So they're both fluffy and crispy on the outside. They're so good.
So is the whole magic seasoning thing, is that like I could tell you, but I'd have to kill you?
No, I'll tell you.
Okay. I twisted her arm, thanks.
It's like the typical spices you would find in like a chili, paprika and chili powder and chili flake and a little cumin and black pepper and salt. But the secret ingredient is toasted brown sugar.
Oh.
You literally just put brown sugar on a sheet tray and toast it in the oven, and it like becomes darker and kind of caramelizes. And then you throw it in a Robocube, like a food processor, and it like blends it all up, like because it gets kind of almost toffee-ish. It can be like a little brick, but then you break it up again, and it's a powder again.
I'm guessing that you start with light brown and toast that, because you started with the dark brown and probably burn, or am I wrong about that?
Ours is the light brown. Yeah, it's the same brown sugar the bakers use in their oatmeal cookies and things like this.
Yeah, so many items, be it savory or sweet, demand sugar. Sweet things demand sugar with salt, and savory things demand salt with sugar.
I know, right? It's that yin and yang of everything, right?
You bet. What would be the meal that you would choose to impress a friend who came over for dinner, and then juxtapose that with the type of meal you'd cook for your husband for a seduction dinner?
Oh, geez. I don't know. We have people over for dinner that we really want to woo and impress. It's more it's not about us, it's about them. I really think a lot about the person and what they're like and what they would like and what would be nostalgic or strike a chord or what they've told me that they like. When I'm very excited. My husband and I are planning on starting a supper club out of our house, which is going to be another adventure. But I totally want to deep dive and research people and do that thing where you find out things about a person. My grandpa came over, my 92-year-old grandfather came over, and we wanted to make something special for him. And he loves this dish that Aurelien makes called choux farci, which is it's like the lasagna of cabbage. It's ground pork and a jus. The jus is really the secret. Out of the pork stock, you just let it cook all day, low and slow, and evaporate all of that excess liquid off, and you're left with that thick brown sauce. So it was ground pork And some vegetables are up in there as well. The jus, and then cabbage. And it's layered much like lasagna into a round pan, and then you cut like a beautiful little triangle slice of it. So yeah, we made the choux farci for him, and he loved it. I made a dessert that day, a chèvre cheesecake with a graham cracker crust, and I got some really vibrant apricots from the farmer's market that I kind of draped all beautifully in rows and baked it into the cheesecake. And I got a bunch of really lovely cherries as well. We have the Rainier cherries.
Oh, yeah. The yellow ones.
Yeah, they're so good. And I like cut them on each side of the pit. So you get these like little round pieces of cherries that are like the two lobes of the brain sides of the
Right.
cherries. And then I used like a vinegar. I made like a little sweet vinegary sauce for the cherries. And then that was in the bottom of the bowl, and then the little slice of cheesecake on top of it. And it was pretty epic.
I want to try that cabbage dish you were just talking about. It sounds like almost like a fancy deconstructed stuffed cabbage. What's the overarching flavor on that?
The jus, that meatiness of the jus is the star for sure. But the cabbage, like the way that he lines up, and it's the cabbage, like the Napa cabbage or the real frilly, lacy texture of cabbage.
Yeah.
And it comes up on the edges, like it overflows onto the edges and gets like the little crispy caramelized edges, and the edges are always like the best part.
Right, right. Yeah, it kind of gets sweet when you cook cabbage the right way.
I love cabbage.
Heat. Yeah,
I think
yeah.
cabbage is having a moment. I've been seeing it on lots of restaurant menus.
Yeah, something that I will ferment from time to time. And it's definitely something that I roast, and just to get it almost brown, it's just so sweet.
That char, it's all about the char. For sure.
Oh, yeah. Okay, now the seduction dinner for your husband would include what?
Seduction dinner for my husband.
2 bottles of Spanish wine.
Gosh. I mean, he really loves dessert from me. I think he is so like precise in his nature. He's very precise in his technique, and he can take like these very classic French things and make them just so perfectly. But I'm very whimsical and creative, and I can just like throw random stuff together on the fly, and he'll be like, "What? What did you just do?" Like one of
So
my...
you do a lot of improv in the kitchen then?
I do. I love it. And I love the using up the random stuff aspect. But one of the favorite desserts I ever made for him, or one of his favorite desserts I ever made, was the religio, the little tiered cream puff. And I did a spumoni one. So I did 3 different fillings and 3 different cream puffs stacked like a little snowman. For the bottom one, I did like a really decadent, like chocolate coconut milk based pastry cream. And then in the middle one, I did a pistachio butter pastry cream. And in the top one, the smallest one, I did this really tart, vibrant cherry curd. So like spumoni ice cream, is chocolate, cherry, pistachio. And then I did tiny little buttercream stars, like all around the little seams of the snowman body segments. It was very cute.
Oh, yum. Tell me a little bit more about the dinner party at your home that you're not a dinner party, but like a dinner supper club. How many people would you be able to accommodate in your home comfortably for you to be able to pull that off?
We want to do 10. Yeah, 10 guests. And yeah, it would be probably like a 10-course meal. The whole idea is that he just wants to immerse people in French culture. The cuisine will be very much a hybrid of France meets Pacific Northwest. Definitely utilizing like just the beautiful bounty of produce that we have in this area. But the way in France, I've had just the most amazing travel experiences with him. Basically, we house hop. Like, we don't even book hotels. And people that he kind of knows, loosely knows, friends of friends, French people are so warm and welcoming with their homes. I think Americans will often think of French people as kind of being rude. Or I think that they're mostly thinking of Paris which of course any area that is extremely touristy always has a tension with the tourists. And honestly, American tourists can be extremely awful.
Oh, yeah.
Very expecting things to be what they're very American. Yeah. I mean, I've seen some things. I've seen some pretty awful American tourists in France. But yeah, if you have an appreciation for the culture or even just open-mindedness, French people love people that are, they love people that have opinions and have thoughts and read books and pay attention to politics. If you know some things and have some interesting things to talk about, if you want to just talk about celebrities and pop culture and things that interest Americans, there's not always an alignment there.
Right. And in France, from what you know, do people on opposite sides of the aisle, are they as awful to one another as the people here?
I don't see it. I mean, I don't know. I mean, there is racism and there is classism and there is judgment and all these things also exist. Just the flavor is a little different. It's more all in good fun or all in just all part of it. People enjoy a debate, debating about a subject doesn't necessarily have to be a representation of who you are as a person. Mm-hmm. I don't know. The flavor is different, if that answers the question, I guess.
Do you speak French?
A little bit. I took 4 years of French in school, so I can read and write well, but conversation is what gets me. Just the speed and the pace and the slang. French people have this thing they do where they say things backwards. The slang version of a word will be the backwards version of the formal word. Just things like this. And the sheer number of people in the room, how well spoken the people are. If we're meeting up with more middle-aged or older people that are, very educated, as we're meeting up with people that are in their 20s that are more just using a lot of slang.
Right.
It's so hard. Yeah, or mumblers. I mean, everywhere there's mumblers, right?
Oh, yeah, every language. And it seems, though, every language that you don't speak always seems like it's being spoken way too fast to understand.
Yeah, that's just the way it is. But every time I go, I really feel like I level up a little bit just with the immersion. Because he speaks French to his kids in the house, but his kids actually speak back to him in English. And that's very normal because they grew up. They were born in France, but they grew up here. So that's a very normal thing, I guess.
Are his kids part of the 4 young ladies that you go out with and eat their food?
Yes.
Okay. So what, two of them are his and 2 of them are yours by a former?
Yep. Both of our daughters, come from our previous marriages. And so we have a little girl Brady Bunch thing happening.
Right. Is that a little bit crazy or not quite yet?
It's okay. It's working. Yeah, they both have the other parent time. Sometimes they're with us, sometimes they're with their mom or their dad. Sometimes we have all of them. Sometimes we have a portion of them. One of our rules in our house is that if we have kids, we don't care how many kids. If it's a kid day, we don't care if there's 2 kids, there's 4 kids. The kids all are very social and have lots of friends. They're constantly inviting their friends over. So sometimes there can be 6 to 8 kids in the house. But if it's a kid day, it's a kid day. Doesn't matter how many kids.
Otherwise, no surprises.
If there's no kids, if it's a day when all the kids are supposed to be at the other parents, you do not invite kids over. There needs to be a discussion about that. Those are our special days. You do not invite the kids to come over on a day that it's not kid day.
That's your quiet time. That's your escape.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but people that aren't divorced don't get that. Or it's not built in, at least. You have to make it happen for yourself. You have to get grandma or aunts or family friends. You have to orchestrate that time for yourself. It's not built in.
So both your relatives or former friends and lovers and his also are all up in that general area?
Yes, we all live in the same area. When you're divorced, too, you can't really leave. There's a court
Yeah,
order.
that's kind of what I was getting at.
Yeah, you can't leave without the consent of the other parents.
Right.
So we're all kind of stuck here until the kids are 18 for sure.
Do any of the kids show any proclivities as to becoming culinary wizards like mommy?
My youngest is like a little mini me. She just loves hosting. She loves like setting the table. She loves cooking. She's just drawn to the kitchen like a magnet, and she's so cute. At that dinner I mentioned where my grandpa came over, she just gravitates to me as I'm like starting to prepare the dessert, and she's like, "Can I do that? Can I do that? Can I help them?" And then I'm like whispering to her. I'm like, "Okay, we're gonna start serving it." We were clearing the dinner tables. I'm kind of whisper coaching her, like how we're going to do this. We're going to pull away their dinner tables. We're going to approach them on the right. She knows like all the proper ways to serve someone. And when it's like, okay, it's time to go, we're going to go, they need another spoon. We're going to go place a spoon on the right. And her posture just lifts. And she's like in that service mode. It's so adorable. She's 8.
Will she be able to play a role in the supper club? I mean, you'll have a built-in waiter.
Oh, Aurelien. So the supper club is definitely Aurelien's project. We are the most successful when like one of us takes the lead on the project. Like he's the lead and I'm the support person on the project.
Yeah.
And he's got a very specific like vision for the project. And I don't think it involves kids. We will do the supper clubs on nights that we don't have kids in the house.
What's some food that you crave? What's in your fridge right now? What's for dinner? What have you eaten today? And all that stuff all together.
Today I was snacking on oatmeal cookie dough. I had a bunch of day-old cobblers. There's a big fires. There was a big fire in downtown Portland. I don't know if you heard about it, down by the Fremont Bridge. Anyway, the sky is like yellow right now. It's probably giving me a really nice lighting.
It's magic hour, always.
Yes, golden hour all day here in Portland right now. But it's really, the businesses are really slow right now. Some people are like worried to even leave their homes without like a mask or, because the air quality is so bad right now. Shops have been really slow, and there was a ton of leftover berry cobblers that came back from our farmer's market we were at yesterday. And so I pulled off like the topping of the cobbler and I froze the fruit goo, and then I kind of like hacked it up and I threw it into an oatmeal cookie dough with some coconut. And so that it's like chunks of like berry goo suspended in an oatmeal cookie dough with a little bit of ginger and coconut. And it turned out really nice. And I think we're going to drizzle it with like an additional little berry glaze, like just berry puree with powdered sugar. You know those Mother's oatmeal cookies?
Yeah, sure.
Like how they have that little drizzle. So imagine that, but like pink, like berry pink.
What was the final texture like? Was it a little bit softer, less chewy than a typical old world oatmeal cookie?
Oh, God. It's like my oatmeal cookies have a fairly high amount of sugar. So they get a really nice, like crunchy, caramelized edge with like a gooey middle. Like gooey, a little chewy.
Oh, yeah, that's a good combo.
Yeah, but the textural contrast is the best part. That crisp edge into that gooey, chewy, that's the magic.
Oh, yeah. So you had oatmeal cookies today so far.
Yeah, I was just snacking on the raw dough while I was making it. And then on my drive home, while I was driving, in my lap, I had a cheesy garlic bagel, one of my bagels, with a pizza cream cheese and sliced avocado and cucumber and some cracked pepper and salt on top of the avocado.
Oh, okay. When you make your bagels, are they coming out typical old world bagel, chewy and shiny on the outside and all that?
Yes. Yeah. We do a lye or sodium hydroxide dip on the bagel. So it really forces that oxidation and gets that really beautiful, like dark, shiny, like those tiny little bubbles.
Yeah.
Like that glassine little crisp outside, but still soft in the middle. And ours are not nearly as hefty. Like a lot of Portland bagels are really hefty, or they're super bready. So yeah, ours are like aerated and soft, but not Not like the creepy, soft, like processed ones,
Yeah.
but also not the like so dense and hefty ones. They're really the best bagels. You have to come and try them.
I will definitely be doing that. One of my pet peeves about bagels is that when I was young, which was a long time ago, back when the earth was cooling, bagels were just a few. There were egg, there was onion, there was garlic. And then, in these last 20 or 30 years, like chocolate bagels and everything bagels, and that's just a crime to me. What do you think?
Oh my gosh. So my, I don't know if I told you this yet, but I actually started a business just for my bagels. So I've been making these bagels since COVID for Collective Market, but the bagels have become such a star that I decided to start another brand just for the bagels. And it's called Notorious B.A.G.E.L.
Oh, I like that.
Notorious. Yeah, I got the trademark for it and everything. So I'm super excited about that. And it's my most simple business that I've ever made. It's actually really wonderful to have a singular product. What a novel idea. Because the bakery has such an array of products and the market has such an array of products. So it's really probably my most viable business yet. Anyway, but the whole concept is non-traditional, unconventional. Because most bagel shops do have that very old school classic Jewish bagel model, a poppy and an onion and everything.
Yeah.
But we decided to just abandon that and just go super outlandish. We have a chicken soup bagel, a Frito pie bagel, furikake, a kimchi egg bagel. Mixing and sampling different cultures into a bagel shop. And the cream cheeses, we did the same thing. We have a pho cream cheese, salsa verde cream cheese, the margarita pizza cream cheese I mentioned. So you can kind of mix and match a fun cultural sampling in your bagel.
Any brisket tips for people who like to make it, but it never comes out right?
Ooh. We have a smoker. We have a big, massive smoker. And we have Scott, who's just the smoking guy.
Uh-huh.
And 3 days a week, he's just out there tending to the fire. And so we cure our briskets. So we soak them in a brine with juniper berries and pink peppercorns and all different spices and stuff. So it's our version of corned beef. We've been calling it salt beef, which is a British thing.
Right. Along Brick Road, they have all these bagel shops that do salt beef. And the bagel is spelled differently than ours as well. B-E-I-G-E-L, I think.
Oh, yeah. I see some of these things on social media, but I think I need to go research in person.
Oh, yeah, that's a great place to go to. That's a wonderful city. What makes you feel alive?
I've been having so much fun lately. I've been working on a cookbook, and I've been cooking, and I'm doing photo shoots of my food. And so I've been kind of the creative director of that. I did a little lake trip with my kids. There's this wonderful place called Subtle Lake, which you definitely have to come to sometime when you visit Oregon. It's epic. There's this really cute boathouse on a lake, and you can rent a paddleboard and these tall trees and those chairs that starts with an A. It's anorak or you know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. Those loungy chairs. Can't remember.
Adirondack.
Yes, that's it. Thank you. That was going to drive me nuts. Yeah, it's just a magical lake place, and the internet there is awful. And so it kind of forces you to disconnect a little bit, and that's also part of the magic. Anyway, so we went to the lake house. So I really like to write off my travel. So I pretty much, whenever I can, try to finagle work things to do on my traveling trips. So I scheduled my photographer to come out to the lake house. So I got a couple days at the lake with my kids, and then I had a photo shoot at the lake. But I got to style the whole thing. I visit thrift shops, and I kind of put everything together, what I want it to look like and encompass. And I also go clothes shopping, and my kids were models in the photo shoot.
Oh, wow.
And I had to pay them because, I paid them $20, for the hour. But because I had to force them to wear what I wanted them to wear. Like, they wouldn't just naturally wear the clothes that I wanted them to wear during the shoot. So I was like,
you made a decision.
Right.
You got to watch out for those child labor laws, Mindy.
They do not apply to your own children.
Oh, no
Did
kidding.
You know that?
Back the whip then.
Your children are not safe from... It's good for them. It's really good for them.
Right. Oh. That's funny. I did not know that. You had that answer at the ready.
I've been challenged. I've been challenged. The 14-year-old asked me, she's like, aren't there child labor laws? And I'm like, you're not safe from that.
This is inhumane treatment, but it's okay with the law, so go with it.
Yeah, your kids can work at your family business. Yeah. I mean, there's obviously not like a health and safety issue happening here. They're just being little brats.
Okay, before we turn the tables, Mindy, what's for dinner tonight?
Oh, tonight my husband actually got a bunch of squab pigeon.
Yes, I know. That's pigeon for a few bucks more. You call it squab, you can get $5 more for it.
Yeah, the other day I call him and I'm like, what are you up to? He's like, I'm at the airport. I'm like, what are you doing at the airport? He's like, I'm picking up squab. Like, he had squab aired over from somebody. I don't even really know the details as to where he got them. But it was like $700 worth of squab. And he got a bunch of his...
How long will that last?
And they were fresh too, like never frozen. And he hung them all up. We have some of the big commercial, reach-in fridges in our garage. And he has them all strung up. And he's gotten all of his friends to chip in on the squab. I think he's kind of starting to do practice rounds of the supper club, basically, is what he's up to. But yeah, he's cooking some of the squab tonight. They're so cute. We just tell the kids that they're mini chickens. I'm like, the mini chickens. And then they're like, oh, cute.
Enjoy your mini chickens. How will they be cooked? Roasted?
I got him a binchotan, those little Japanese grills, for Christmas, and it is just the gift that keeps giving back to me.
Oh, right. You were thinking about that for a long time before you laid it on him, so that's good for you.
Yeah, those things are magic. Yeah, I think he's going to do them on the binchotan.
Sounds good.
Yeah, we got some really beautiful wax beans from the farmer's market, like the green beans, but they're yellow. Yeah, those probably just blanched and dressed cold like a salad, because it is a pretty warm day today. We have a ton of beautiful tomatoes in our garden, which are all seeds that his mom sends us from France. They're our French tomato garden.
Oh my gosh, that sounds like gold. Yeah. Okay, Mindy, time to turn the tables. This is your show. It's the Mindy Crosato Notorious B.A.G.E.L show. And Mindy Crosato is the host. So ask me any questions you might be interested in knowing. It could be anything you want. Go ahead.
What do you cook most at home?
I cook for my kitty cats. I make them scrambled eggs every morning.
Aww.
And I make them what we call daddy chicken, which is chicken quarters that I put in a pressure cooker, and so they don't have to eat all the commercial foods and so on. And then, whatever Lynn likes, chicken, shrimp, beef, things like that.
Yeah. Do you have a go-to style or sing default? Do you have a signature spice blend?
One of these days I should show you my spice pantry. I buy everything whole, and then I'll roast them and then grind them. And it's pretty much a crazy wall of all the goodies you could possibly think of. Very Asian. I guess I would lean towards Southeast Asian.
Okay.
Flavorings, I really like that. And French, because that's my background.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in Hawaii, you could grill outside most of the year, right? Unless there's a typhoon or a crazy rain happening, right?
Yeah, right. Barring any kind of emergency. It never really gets cool here where you wouldn't want to be outside. When it drops down to 70, people here are freaking out it's frozen. So it's really comfortable.
So are you grilling outside or are you inside?
I have a really nice deck, and so I roast my coffee beans and grind them out there, and I also do a little grilling out there. We have some fun little magical plants growing out on the deck as well.
Oh, magic
Which I'm
plants.
sure you're familiar with, being the Decadent Notorious one you are.
We do the Kona coffee beans from Hawaii.
Sometimes, but more often than not, we're experimenting with Ethiopian, Colombian. I buy green beans and then roast them to my preferred level.
Are you more dark or more light in your style?
Definitely more dark. I appreciate the flavors that you get from a light, but I like the dark. I like that kind of heady, dark, earthy flavor with my coffee. I want it to kick me back.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what's really cool is that when you're roasting beans outside, everyone in the neighborhood knows it because that aroma is just wafts through the air.
Did you make your, like, I saw somebody once with a roasting thing and it was like they were turning it.
Right. That's
Do you have one of those?
World. No, I took the very inexpensive hot air popcorn maker method. So there's a turning bin in the bottom of the hot air popcorn maker, and I put the beans down in there, and they're kind of like spinning around. But then I have a back scratcher, a wooden back scratcher that I covered with tin foil, and I just stir it like that. It's really like ghetto, but it works in small batches for me really well.
Okay, nice. So you really, it's like the process.
Oh yeah, I love getting my hands in it.
Yeah. Okay.
Definitely. All the expensive wild contraptions and so on, they're fine and they work, but there's something really nice about sitting out on the deck and doing something like that.
Do you ever think about starting another business with any of these coffee beans or your spices or anything?
Yeah, I've thought about all those things, but I just think for me, the marketplace just seems difficult to predict. And so I'm not quite sure about moving forward in any sort of a food thing.
Yeah. Were your tours, what was the number of people going on your tours?
The maximum typical size was 13 guests and 2 tour guides because it's manageable. You can do this face-to-face thing with everyone in a smaller group. And that's really important.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can fairy touch everybody.
Right. I never heard that term, but I like it. Where'd that come from?
That's just what I do. That's like what I basically, like when I go into the bakery, I have about 40 employees, but there's probably about 12 people on site at any given time. So it's also that magic number.
I'm guessing that you probably don't really do a lot of marketing because your businesses are brisk and doing well. So it kind of like is a word of mouth thing.
Yeah, I really put in legwork for, doing farmers markets for 5 years before I opened my shop was really smart. And that's honestly what I always recommend to anybody getting into any kind of food industry like that is like the testing ground as well. Like I had all of these really solid recipes that I knew were good sellers. I had about 5 employees at that time when I was doing farmers markets. So I had like a baseline crew that like knew how to do stuff. So I did jump from about 5 employees to about 15 when I opened my shop, which was a pretty dramatic leap. But at least having that strong baseline and then having baseline of customers, of fans that were already placing orders was really massive. Yeah, it was very grassroots, organic, just me meeting people one at a time at the farmer's market.
Do you have the ability to be able to take orders by phone or email or something like that so it'll be ready for the person when they come in the following day?
Yeah, we don't. For like custom stuff, we have a 2-day lead requirement. We are baking everything fresh every morning, so we definitely can like sneak in last minute orders if you call us, depending on what it is. Of course, if you're getting, Nike will order like 800 puffy coat cookies where I have to like draw little ridges of the puffy coat and the little Nike swoosh on the coat. So obviously something like that, I need like a week's notice at least.
I could feel the pain when you were just describing that.
Literally the pain, like in my wrist and my hand. No, I'm too stubborn to use an edible printer. I don't know if maybe someday I'll get over that. They're really gross tasting. If you've ever tasted the paper, weird. It's like a weird, it's definitely not natural at all. It's like this gummy, like gross paper. People that want that, though, they don't really care. They want it to have their logo on it. But I'm very stubborn, and so I draw people's logo 100 times on their cookies.
Do you experiment with different forms or types of sugar?
I mean, it's sugar. I don't know. There's like only so many different types of sugar. I've used that like the coconut sugar, and I've used the demerara sugar and the turbinado sugar. It just depends on what you're doing, I guess. I really like the turbinado sugar rolled up into croissant dough. Like if you sheet out a croissant dough and then you lay down a layer of turbinado and then you like roll it up. It's almost like a faux kouign-amann, where the sugar kind of caramelizes inside of the croissant dough.
A little bit of crunch.
I don't do, a kouign-amann has more layers than that. Like you do sugar and then you sheet it again. I kind of do like a quick haphazard version. I'm a little bit of like a haphazard baker, if you didn't notice that about me.
The rebel.
The things that are just too fussy and too particular just don't survive in my kitchen. With 40 employees, like I need it to turn out the same no matter who's making it. And if there's these little finicky things, the macarons, I guess, are the one exception of the things that have survived, even though it's finicky.
What's your next class that you're teaching?
I have been doing classes up at Bainbridge Island, which I don't know if you've been there, in the Puget Sound, just a ferry ride off of Seattle. There's this really cool place called The Barn. It's like a nonprofit art school, and they have a culinary program, and they also have like a metal workshop and a glass area, and they have like all these different mediums. And it's just a really cool place that I wish existed down here in Portland. I bet my mom lives over there, and my brother and my aunt all live kind of in the greater Seattle area. So I go up there, I don't know, maybe once a quarter or something like that to teach a class, and I'll make a little round and visit some family or just spend time by myself sometimes.
Was your mom a good cook?
No, she's not.
Let's get her on the horn right now.
Yeah. She was one of those health nuts, like that from the 70s of when people started with cutting out fat and cutting out salt and no sugar. I grew up drinking diet sodas as a kid, this type of stuff.
Because that's healthy.
At that time, that's what they thought. She used to make lasagna with fat-free cottage cheese.
Oh, dear.
And it was just awful.
She needs to apologize. She's an aging hippie, so you can't get on her too much.
She had a good heart. She was trying to be healthy. And, I was the kid at school that had like a whole wheat bread sandwich, and an apple for my lunch. And, other kids would have like these Lunchables and these things in the 90s, with the fun size Gushers and Doritos and things like that.
There's a little bit regret happening here now.
Some childhood trauma is coming up about the lack of Lunchables in my life. No.
Okay.
No.
Mindy, what is your husband's name?
Aurelien.
Aurelien.
Yes.
Later on, Aurelien is going to say, so, honey, sweetie, baby doll, what was it like being on the show today with Matthew? So tell me exactly what you'll say to him.
I just say, hey, let's open a bottle of Corpinat on this hot, smoky day. I would just be like, I went on this really cool podcast with this guy from Hawaii. It's very conversational and very fun and like different than a lot of other podcasts where you just kind of plug your stuff away or whatever you got going on. We talked about the kids and you, and I wonder if your ears were ringing, and hopefully I didn't say anything that offended you. But we had a good old time just talking.
And what is he likely to respond with after hearing that?
He'll be like, that's what you were doing all day? We have so much work to do. I need new signage for the farmer's market, and No.
Well, that's good. That's good. So he'll expect you to do some certain things, but you're just relaxing, having a great day right now.
I know. I'm getting in the Hawaii mindset right now. I'm getting ready for our trip.
You take off, it's next week, right?
It's, oh my God, it's in like 11 days. I'm so excited about that.
Yeah, that's going to be great fun. Will you just chill for a while as soon as you land?
We love to go fishing. So yeah, I booked us this Airbnb experience with this guy who's going to take us to like a prawn spot. We're going to like go try to catch some prawns, like a little thing with all the kids. We try, especially with so many kids, we try not to go to restaurants when we travel. We try to actually cook. And so one of our favorite things is like actually hunting or foraging, getting food from the area. We'll be grilling seafood and go finding farmers markets and getting that good local produce. Oh my God, I love those giant avocados that are like they're really light in their color, but they're so buttery.
Yeah.
I will get one of those giant ones and make just a big old bowl of guacamole, and I'll just like eat it for just like 3 days straight.
Yeah, that sounds good. That will be available, as will, if you can pick up some fresh lychee, that would be amazing. Have you had those before?
Yes, I have. Yeah. I got those on Oahu the last time I was there at the farmer's market.
Right. Yeah, they're amazing. And they're available on all the islands.
Nice. Yeah, my kids love dragon fruit. I'm just thinking about those avocados still.
Yeah, we have a giant avocado tree at the base of the driveway. They're like this big.
I know, they're so good. I know. I've had friends that are like, have tried to smuggle this stuff in to the continents, the continental U.S. And yeah, it's just not worth it. They will catch you.
Oh, yeah, definitely. We're pretty strict out here. Like Australia's pretty strict. Hawaii is really strict as well.
Yeah. You'll lose your TSA pre-check.
You don't want that. We'd want to stand with the peons.
Yeah, have to take off your shoes or something.
I hope you had a good time today.
It was lovely to see you.
Is there anything that you would like to pitch? Because now, we weeded out all the people who are just listening for pitches.
Right, those people. Just if you're ever in Portland, come visit my bakery. Decadent Creations PDX is my handle on Instagram. And then, Notorious B.A.G.E.L is my other business is my handle on Instagram, and Collective Market PDX is my other business.
Rock on, Mindy. Well, we'll see you soon. Say aloha to everyone, would you please?
Aloha, everyone.